Namaste! Grand Rising, Big Cat. Welcome, or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in! Come on! I've got intel. Recon is afoot. The notification has just gone out, so you are notified. Just giving it a hot minute for the big cats to assemble. Wagwan Slim Jim, fist bump. Glad you could pop in, first in the chat. Donnie Renee, I see you, big cat. Are you fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely? Is it not a gorgeous and lovely day for the big cats to assemble and have a little chat as we sip our mochas? But bear it in mind, I told you already about the sacred secretion, the Christus oil. When the moon is in your sun sign, mine is coming up, darling dears. My sun sign is Capricorn, so the moon will be in the Capricorn sun sign from 5:33 p.m. tomorrow until 8:45 on the 13th, the PMs. So if you are a Capricorn sun sign, you better get your what? Manifestation on. How do you do it? Number one, the first, Karma, bring the Epsom salts on my bedroom. The first thing I'm going to do is that I will be doing a colon cleanse, right? Listen, we're going to get into the read, but let me just give you the intel because you can use it for when it's your turn. Okay, make sure when you use the Epsom salt, darling dear, you get the food grade. I got this from Amazon Online Cave. It cost me under 7 skrillers. Okay, I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of this. Okay, mix it in warm water for all of the crystals to dissolve, and then I'm going to squeeze some lemon juice in it, and then I'm going to push a whole lemon in my mouth because it tastes like I might even video myself taking it so you can have a good laugh. But this will clean you out. It will activate on your body within 30 minutes and may last for as long as it will continue to, how can I put it? You'll continue to push everything out of you, right, for the next 4 or 5 hours. Not all together, but it will cleanse you out until your stools become water clear. Clean your colon out. Get all of the meat, because you have to remember, we've got meat stored in our colon, some of us that's never had a cleanse from the time we started eating, darling dears. And remember, it's not good. That's where energy always develops, in the gut. Disease, excusez-moi s'il vous plaît, right? Whilst you are harvesting your Christus oil, your sacred secretion, you do not eat meat, you do not eat flour, you do not eat sugar, you do not eat salt. Vegetables, darling dear, is going to be running things for you. Vegetables and water. Okay? In case you missed it the first time, this is what you use to do the colon cleanse first. If you haven't done it before, I suggest you only use 1.5 tablespoons, darling dears. But I'm going for the 3 because I'm a gangster. Yeah. Yes, darling dear. All right, look at it. I've got my Sydney wig on today, darling dears. You know why I call this a Sydney wig? You know how many grand ideas I've had wearing this wig. I'm smarter than I was the day before when I was wearing my Lucy wig. But we're gonna carry on, darling dears. Remember, if you want to harvest your sacred secretion, right, the oil that's from within, darling dear, tapping into your God source to manifest and heal your body from ailments, darling dear, illnesses, all those aches and pains. Rewind what I just said, listen to it carefully, go to AstroSeek, ASTROSeek, SEEK.com, moon phases, and it will show you when the moon is going to be in your sun sign. Okay, that is when the energy is high for you, darling dears, and it's when you will manifest, and it will heal your bodily ailments. It will clear up your mind, but you have to eat clean during that period. And you have to remember, you must practice forgiveness, darling dears. Don't entertain any form of gossip. Obviously, some of us are going to still have to be going to our daily jobs and whatever, but you got to separate you'll be in that world, but not of that world, if you understand what I'm saying, darling dears. Right. We getting it, yeah? And I told you, bestie, no big cat gets left behind, right? As I see that you are prepared to understand the advice that I give you is for the best outcome for you, big cat. Because I'm telling you, the jealous ones, the green-eyed monsters are there versus the big cat, darling dears. We also have a prayer wave on the 23rd of April, 2023 at 3:33 a.m. and 3:33 p.m. Okay, for 3 minutes and 33 seconds. I got an email yesterday from Simon. Hi, Simon, because I know you're here. I'm not going to give your YouTube handle, right, so that you can't be bombarded, right? Simon wanted to know, why did I choose 3:33? The reason why it came to me, darling, is because I told you, Tesla told us the key to the universe is the 369. Okay, so if you look at the 3:33, it's 3, then it's 3 plus 3, 6, then it's 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. This is why it was important for me to use that level of numbers. And not only that, you know how I love a throuple. Not one that I didn't sign up for, but I always do things in threes. Maybe I'm a bit, what's that word? Oh my God. Obsessive compulsive. Maybe I am, maybe I ain't. Who knows? All I know is that it works for me, darling dear. And as a big cat, as your best friend, I will give you all of the intel. Use it or not. You have free will, darling dears. It's your choice. Because if even 144 of us take the knee, no, I'm not going to be doing the count. Divine will be doing the count. You are chosen, darling dear. And your presence will be understood by the Most High. Because it's time for the last to be first and the first to be last. Right, let's carry on, darling dears. The music is Kaizen Blue, my brother from another mother. Never met him, but his music touched my soul. I think I'll be rocking him out for the next few reads, because I used him heavily for about 2 or 3 years, darling. I used him heavily, mate. Not him in particular, but his music. What's the matter with his wig? Right, it's got a whole of something, right? And it's really trying to change my mood, right? But anyway, my Sydney wig is trying to attack me. Anyhow, the planetary energies are. The Skullduggerous moon is trining. And we love a trine, darling dears. Why? Because it's about harmony, darling dears. And a trine reminds you of the opportunity that's out there that you can harness. But it's also a reminder of what to avoid the comfort zone. Kryptonite to a big cat. Pwah! Yeah. The Skullduggerous moon is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the only weaponized zodiac sign, darling dears. And Sagittarius is ruled by what? Jupiter. So whatever it's in, it's expanding, darling dears. And Jupiter is in Aries, okay? So expansive energy will be surging today, darling dears. Focus on what will help you expand in new ways. This is a time for you to go within, darling dears, because I'm telling you, the way that AI is changing everything at this moment in time, 85 million people will lose their jobs over the next 5 years. Listen to me, big cat. Get your shiznai online. Get your businesses started. Get the passive income going. You will not get rich working for someone else, darling dear. And if you drop dead, they'll have an advert out to replace you before you know it. Right. As I always say, we're getting into the cryptocurrencies, right? We're investing in things like things that grab attention, right? It could be video games, virtual games, AI itself. And not only that, in the US of A, right, you can be your own banker. How? By your life insurance. You're lucky enough in the USA, right, that if you take out life insurance, you can borrow money from that life insurance. Yes, baby, to finance a business, right? And if you're going to get a business together, make sure that you make your business into a corporation. All of these jewels of information is true, darling dears. And if you want to know the best things to invest in, look where your senators are investing, because apparently some law was passed in the US of A where they have to reveal I can't remember what it's called, but you'll find it. If you Google it, you'll find it, right? You'll find the website where all of the senators, all of the politicians are investing. Look where they're investing and put some skrilla towards that as well, darling dears. We don't have that we're not afforded that luxury in the UK where we can draw money from our life insurance policies. It's locked down. But you have to remember, the banks have invested something like, I think it was 100 billion in life insurance. So look into investing in that, darling dears. I told you, I always come to you with gems that are going to work for you. Why? Because Big Cat is built to win. All right, let's carry on. As I was saying, the Skullduggerous Moon in Sagittarius trines Jupiter in Aries, which is expansive energies, which is surging, darling dears. Focus on what will help you expand in new ways. Be optimistic and focus on the big picture. We play the long game, darling dears. We've also got Venus entering Gemini. Use your words to improve your relationships over the next 3.5 weeks. Very important, darling dears. Use your words wisely. And as a big cat, you read the room, you read the energy, right? And you don't waste your intel on the feeble-minded. Don't keep trying to explain your awakening to anyone else. Don't keep trying to explain how to make money to someone else who's hell-bent, right, on telling you that you are the foolish ones, right? Shut up, darling dears. Shut up, pack it in, and press on. When the time is right, as you continue to raise your vibration by doing things like I said, doing the cleanup with the Epsom salts, observing when the moon is going to be in your sun sign, tapping into your sacred secretion, your Christos oil, right? You'll see how your life is about to change in ways that you won't believe. Anyhow, like I was saying, it's what? Big Cat versus the green-eyed monster. When they have the jealous eye on you, darling dears, they will belittle or downplay your accomplishments, make it seem like it's nothing. Nothing? Ha ha ha! We laugh in the face of adversity, darling dears. They will deliberately give you bad advice or discourage you from trying whatever it is you're putting your efforts and your energies towards. They will begin to what? Imitate you, darling dears. They will get their echopraxic on. How? By trying to be you. But they'll try to go one step better and be you, try and do better than you at being you, or whatever it is you are focusing all of your efforts and attentions on. Yeah, they'll try to do the one-upmanship when you was built for that shiznai. They will copy you quicker than you can say lickety split, darling dears. They will criticize you at every single chance they get, the jealous ones. They will. They will celebrate your failures. They will talk about you behind your back. Oh my God. They can't wait to get you on the tip of their tongue to the other simpletons. They will be extremely nosy. This is why I always tell you, Big Cat, say less. Say less. They are so nosy and pushy with their nosiness. They will always put your success, darling dears, down to luck. Luck? What about the hard work? What about the 10,000 hour rule? You spend 10,000 hours, darling dears, working on something that you love, you will be the expert in your field. So when do you start? Yesterday, darling dears. Focus, and don't let anybody turn around and tell you, oh, you're just lucky. No, it's got nothing to do with luck. It's hard work, darling dears. Hard work. Put your back into it, Big Cat. How you handle this jealousy? Don't take the bait, because they want you to go on a misery train with them, darling dear, and get wrapped up in all of their wickedness. Don't tell them about your accomplishments, because trust and believe, bestie, they know. They know. Nothing like someone who has the green-eyed monster running rampant within them, darling dear. They are watching your social media. They are questioning the feeble-minded at tables you no longer sit at. They are watching, mate. They are watching. They know what you've accomplished. So you ain't got to say, you don't have to say a word. No. And in some cases, If you're feeling frisky, darling dears, and you've got that amount of time, because sometimes you haven't got the time, but one day you're going to say, today I got time, cuz you confront them. Watch them splatter. Watch them get into their feeble-minded minds trying to get into gear as they're trying to backtrack and pussy pop out of what they was doing with their jealous energy. Watch them cringe, darling dears. But after you've confronted them, you have to watch your back and make sure you no longer put yourself in that person's company again, because they would want you brown bread. They want you dead, dodo dead. And like I said, so they can come to your funeral and sing Amazing Grace in a falsetto with no tears on their face. Let's dive into this read, darling dears. As I sip my log. Oh, has the other thing come yet, Karma? Has my tea come from Amazon? Okay. Because I can't drink whilst I'm going through my cleansing and tapping into my sacred secretion, I'm not allowed to drink none of my mochas. You're not allowed to have no coffee, no stimulants, no chocolate. I told you no sweets, whatever. So I researched the best tea for me to drink. I'm going to be drinking it's a ginger and turmeric tea that's got figs in it, darling. Yeah. Listen, I'm going for it. I'm going gung-ho. Listen. When I tell you I'm going to do something, I do it to the T until the wheels fall off, darling dears, because there's manifestations that I want to create in my hemisphere. But I already told you, we've got 2 rules, the big cat. The first rule is tell no one nothing. The second rule is let's carry on with the read, big cat. Right, let's get a rune and see what's going on. Radio, yeah, in their face, yeah, radio. Chariot energy, darling dears, in the upright. This speaks about what? Spiritual protection. It also speaks about your success has got underneath their skin. These creeping creepazoids, darling dears. Yes, hating you from the backwoods they are. Well, that's their business. It speaks about some of you are getting your travel on, or you are relocating, darling dear. It's as though you are in the dance of your life, but it's what you are following your true divinely guided plan, darling dears, according to your North Node. You are getting expansive and progressive, but you're doing it in a successful manner. This is represented by the letter R, the number 28, 29, 30 and 31. The chariot is Cancer energy. Cancer is ruled by the moon. The moon also rules Pisces. It also speaks about what? Continuing to focus on your long-term goals, darling dears. Some of you will be getting an invitation to, it could be a seminar, it could be a party, whatever the paradigm is for you. If you want to go, darling dears, you go, but remember, you are the wisest one in the room. Read the room, darling dears, and understand the energies. Know when to hold them and when to fold them, darling dears. Know when to walk and when to run. And if you're not good at running, if you've got that knee, I've got a knee. I've got 2 knees, but one knee is more skullduggerous than the other. Listen, I've learned how to do what? Self-defense, mate. Limb destructors. Don't let it fool you, mate. I'll give you a run for your money, mate. And then I'll get away. I will. I'm like, knee, don't fail me now. Loving it, darling dears. The Cancer energy, this rules the breasts and the stomachs. According to the moon phases, this is a good time for operations, darling dears, except for because the moon is in Sagittarius, oh gosh, come on, Case, get it all together. Sagittarius is all ruled by Jupiter, so you can't be having operations on anything to do with your thighs, liver, and your hips. Jupiter also rules your pituitary gland, as well as your cell nutrition, darling dears. So those areas, don't touch them. They'll be extra sensitive under the Sagittarian moon, but everything else, go for it, darling dears. So if you're getting that tummy tuck, if you're getting your Botox on, whatever you're doing, darling dears, do it in silencio. And the moon says yes. But remember, the aforementioned, don't touch that shiz naive, because you'll be sorry, mate. This speaks about your victory, and it also speaks about somebody mentally, physically, and emotionally, spiritually moving on from a situation. The Chariot energy also speaks about a mobile home. Maybe somebody's thinking of vacating in a mobile home, or somebody's thinking of buying a mobile home, or thinking of getting, what's those living in a van, is it van life? Thinking of reorganizing or downsizing their life. Go for it, darling dear. 1, 2, 3 in the chat. Your steps are being divinely ordered. We've got 54 likes, darling dears. That goes to a 9. The Hermit is about self-introspection, self-examination. Virgo energy. What is Virgo ruled by? That's right, big cat. Mercury. This is about a short journey. I'm telling you, somebody's going to be moving, darling dear. Whether you know it or not, today you're going to be leaving your domiciles, or you're going to be going on an impromptu trip. Some of you will be going to work, because not every country is on a bank holiday, and we are on a bank holiday in the UK, but still people have to go to work. But it's going to be for your greatness, darling dear. Some kind of intel is going to be imparted on you today, darling dears, which is going to further your biznai, whatever it is, darling dears. Remember, when divine wants to work in your life, sometimes it will be from the mouth of someone else. You will hear something. You may hear it from someone else's conversation, or you will be put in the right place at the right time. Today, darling dears, love it. The Cancer energy, the Chariot energy also rules what? The Mother energy. So something to do with a mother, darling dears. A mother that's jealous of you, darling dears. The green-eyed monster, eh? A mother or a mother foe. One of the two, or they might be two of them, darling dear. But all eyes on the crown. All eyes on the throne, darling dears. Right. Let's get a domino. Because I've been telling you there's going to be somebody embarrassed in public office, right? What's that woman's name? Nicola Sturgeon, in the one from the Scottish Parliament, that whose husband misappropriated 600,000 skrillers, right? One of the people that she works with, they just went and took a mobile home, right? A mobile home worth £110,000 from outside his 95-year-old mother's house. They've all been in, had their fingers in the jar, darling dears, the cookie jar. But anyway, like I said, anything I tell you, you can research and find out that she's naive. When they got you focused on Trump being arrested, focus on the other way. Look the other way. Look to see where all of the banks are investing at this moment in time. They're telling you the banks are going down, right? But yet, the same banks was telling you that, oh, cryptocurrency is foolishness. But yet, every single one of them has invested in XRP. I know what's going on, mate. Just the one. Love it. You have the Empress energy, the energy of the 3, darling dears. The 3 in numerology speaks about groups, growth, as well as expression, being your authentic self. The number 3 in numerology rules Pisces, as well as Sagittarius energy. It speaks about your communication, darling dears. Some of you need to get your artistic on. The number 3 is also ruled by Jupiter, as well as Neptune energy. Jupiter for expansion, and Neptune is for the expansion of the mind, darling dear, as well as your spirituality, your psychic capabilities, paying attention to your dreams. Remember, Neptune is the higher octave of Venus, and we're already in the Venus energy, darling dears. I told you that already. Aries is in Venus, and guess what? Aries loves Venus. Mars loves Venus, darling. Him love him. Him love her. Yeah. So they're having a kind of getting it on, darling dear. So you must get it on with your focus, darling dears. Your mind is about to be expanded, spiritually expanded today, but you have to be in the mode to receive and act on said downloads immediately. You don't hitch and you don't wait. That is a message for someone. The energy of the 3 blank, darling dear. The blank is represented by the Fool. The Fool we know is the leap of faith. The Fool is the 0 card in tarot, darling dears. The Fool is every aspect of the major arcana as he continues his journey. You're going to go through all of these things, but the fall also is ruled by Uranus, so the sudden changes are upon us, darling dear. A major changes upon us. It's about you being a rebel, darling dear. Your individualism is about to stand out. And Uranus takes how long? 7 years to transit. 7 is a highly spiritual number. We are in the year of the 7, darling dears. A spiritual upgrade is about to be put on you, darling dears, but you have to be aware of it. You have to be open to receive it. The best way to get spiritual downloads as well, darling dears, is by the fasting. Clean yourself out. Clean out your body, right? And make sure if you're going to use the Epsom salts, which is the magnesium sulfate, that it's food grade, darling dears. Don't get the one that you're supposed to bath yourself in. Good God, you're trying to go to the ER or the A&E. Listen, you might not come back. They might give you a jabberoo, mate. You don't want that. Smoke. Please. Pay attention. Lean in, big cat. Lean in. The energy of what? The blank and the free is a what? Somebody's going to get some trouble. Get in some trouble, right? Something to do with the romance and the finance, right? You're going to be hearing about some kind of a scandal around money and finances, darling dears. Yes, baby. Today. It may be in your group. It may be someone that you actually knew. A mother energy or a mother foe, darling dear. Maybe they're getting chucked out. That's their business. Like I said, you don't have a vacant orifice or a room for them to stay in. You're going to have to turn them away the way that Mary and Joseph was turned away, darling dears. No. You're going to hear of a scandal around love and money today. Romance and finance. You won't be amongst the scandalation, darling dear. Be on the outer skirts, right? Be on the outer skirts. Over. As I sip my mocha, because I ain't getting smoked, mate. I'm too big. Listen. Busy. And silent. Fist bump. Let's get the Oracle Ancestral Message. Gonna use... Where's the African Goddess Rising? Is it? If it's hiding from me, we won't be using it. But it's not hiding from me. All right. What is that ancestral message? The Oracle Ancestral Message for the big cat. Thank you. Your creativities, darling dears. The 1 and the 2 goes down to a 3. We've already seen the 3 on the runestone. I mean the domino, darling dears. The 3 is what? The Empress. This is about knowing your worth and adding tax. And again, it's pointing towards a mother energy. We're seeing a lot of red here. A lot of red is about the root chakra, right? The root chakra is Scorpio energy, darling dears. Scorpio as well as Aries energy, Mars energy, because Mars also rules Scorpio. Listen, just take my word for it, okay? Okay, because I've done the research. Listen, astrology, numerology, tarot, I've got nothing but time for that, darling dear. I read a lot and often. But anyhow, like I was saying, root chakra, darling dears, manifestation mode came out in the upright. It also speaks about leaving the survival, the fight, flight, or freeze mode, darling dears. Somebody's seen you as established. Maybe you do have progeny, or maybe you are wanting to have progeny in the future, or maybe they understand that you are pregnant with possibilities because of your creativities, darling dears. Many candles are being burned in your name. Listen, you've got a whole village against you that has the green eye. A whole village. And yet you are the only cat in the village. People can't understand how much you've changed, but it was something that was always in you. Some of you kept that aspect of your personality dampened down because you was in the what? The crowd mentality. Your own ideas was being dampened down by following the crowd until you met me. Then you realize, what? Let me break away and go in the other direction, right? Yeah, a soul forgiveness. I had to say this to one of the big cats the other day who kept saying, leaving messages that he was unforgiven and how much he hates. But you have to forgive them, darling dear. They're feeble-minded, and if you don't forgive them, it's like taking the poison and waiting for them to die. It will never happen. And it won't free you to what? Bend the matrix and sock it to them, darling dear. You have to forgive on a soul level. We're seeing multiple archways This is the opportunities that are at your back. And until you actually forgive all situations and circumstances, you can't tap into true wealth. 2 and 8 is the number of wealth, darling dear. 2 and 8 goes to a 10. The 10 speaks about if you want to end the cycle and be gifted with renewal, darling dears, you have to complete it through forgiveness. Numerology, the 10 goes down to 1. In order to step into what? A new beginning, be the innovator in your life, step into a more leadership role, and what? Embrace your independence and individuality, darling dears. The number 1 also ruled by what? The sun, which is about the self, as well as Uranus, the sudden change you'll bring into your life. Forgiveness is key. Forgive them, darling dear. Yes, they're jealous, but is it really affecting you? If they're not in your hemisphere, they're not in control of your blinking and breathing, thank God. Otherwise you'll be stiff stone dead. Yeah. They're not controlling that, darling, then they can't do nothing, and they will get their echopraxic on trying to copy you. But it'll always be a fakeazoid copy, darling dear, a copycat. Forgiveness is very important for you to manifest, darling dears. One final card from the Ancestral Oracle. Oh, this one wanted to leap up. What's the matter with these cards? What did I say? Because it's reaping season for the big cat, darling dear. Remember what Bob Marley said? Many will just get wet in the rain, but you will be dancing to the beat of the universe, right? The universe which is abundant. There is enough out there for all of us cats, darling dears. And again, we get the 4 and a 3. We're going straight back to the radio. The 7 of it all, darling dear. Success is your go-to move, but you have to understand the keys to your success. The one is what? A healthy body, darling dears. Understanding the temple that you have is the only one that you will have. This is also what? The limiting of your energies. Not worrying about what the green-eyed monsters are doing, because they can't do you nothing unless you allow them into your hemisphere. And if you allow them in, you are telling the universe that you want to go on that same miserable spiritual short bus with them. No, protect your energies, darling dears, because it's reaping season for the big cat. Your chance to dance. You see the dull yellow at your back? Again, the dull yellow speaks about the jealous ones, the mouth breathers, darling dears. But you also have the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is about your creativities, your inspirations, darling dears. The sacral chakra is represented by Tuesday. That is intel for someone. The sacral chakra is ruled by Venus, which we've already discussed. Venus rules Taurus and Libra. It's about your self-worth, darling dears. They can't understand how you continue to go on. Where do you get the energy from? How do you keep supporting yourself when they don't even realize that the Most High, Father God, Mother Isis, is the head of your table? But remember, if you want to tap into true manifestation, darling dears, pay attention to when the moon is in your sun sign for the 2.5 days, and you I've given you advice. You do what you want to do. You have free will. So the numbers, I felt inclined to tell you the numbers 28, 12 and 43 is very important to someone. We also have what? An awakening season. The number 40 is also important to someone. The dolphins are purported to be the most intelligent mammal on this Malkuth, darling dears. It also speaks about water. Somebody needs to go and ground themselves in water. If you can't get to a large body of water, you can what? Activate your own bath water, darling dears. Time for a spiritual bath for many, darling dears. We've been bandying Venus around. Friday is a good day to have that spiritual bath. Speak that energy into the water. Activate it to do what you want it to do, darling dears. Remember, Divine was wise enough to hide inside each and every one of us. Your words carry spiritual weight. You can heal any situation. If you want to have intelligence, if you're lacking in guidance, get your shiznai into a body of water. Let's get a deck and press on. At a hot trot. Base your deck, we've got Emperor energy. The Emperor speaks about stepping into your authority, darling dears. The Emperor could also represent a future husband or wife, or a partner, somebody who is learned, darling dears. It may be you will be the teacher. You are going to be in a position where other people will be taking on your ministrations, your words, in order to heal. Because I've told you many times, my dear big cat, you are the survival kit for another cat, whether you know it or not. And you will know whom you're supposed to impart your energies and your advice to. You will know. Your words of wisdom is not for anyone, because many are feeble-minded, darling dears, and they are filled to the brim of jealousy, envy, and hate. Emperor energy, Mars and Aries energy. It also speaks about wisdom being for the wise. Many of you are about to create a solid foundation, but it's about you understanding your mindset. The Emperor understands his or her mindset, darling dears. Because if you have a low mentality, a poor mind, or a wasteful mind, and you have little, what are you going to have when you have a lot? You're going to waste a lot. This is about you being sure in your ministrations and how you go about things, darling dears. Being of one mind and remembering that the Most High, because this is the God card for some, is at the head of your table. Every answer comes from within. You have to look at how you behave, darling dears, how you move. And listen, the boss does not need to be pointed out as the boss. Your energies will show people whom you are. This card is going to represent your present situation. What energies are being directed at you at this moment in time? Thank you. You are being guided to what? Go within, darling. There's self-examination, self-improvement. Why? Betraying energies is what's serving you like what piranha, darling dears. Many people are trying to actually see exactly what's going on with you so they can get in, so they can betray you from the inside out. The vampire, the pracalas and prakalishas of this world, the energy vampires, darling dears, can't come in unless you allow them in. This is about you keeping your focus on you, darling dear, because you are in boss up mode, and certain information, because the Hermit is very spiritual, darling dears, about to be imparted on you. Focus on you. This is about not allowing energies that are not on your level to break into your peace. Because peace is something that can't be bought or bartered. When you have a peaceful mind, darling dear, you have an open mind to infinite possibilities. Major arcana facing major arcana. Because there's a sudden change coming your way, darling dears. Something that you truly deserve. You got a whole throuple of major arcana. Love it. Base of the deck. Look! 9 of Swords. Clear thinking. You will no longer have to struggle for what shall I do next? Where shall I go? Who do I trust? Divine is telling you you're going to know everything you need to know when you need to know it. It also speaks about assistance. The swords is also a sign of spirituality. A sudden change in the clear thinking. And all of this, darling dears, ties back to the planetary energies. The skullduggerous moon in Sagittarius, trine in Gemini in Aries is telling us already expansive energy is surging. Focus on what will help you expand in new ways. We've already discussed this, divine feminine, divine masculine. I don't know where that came from, but it came, I told you, Freudian slip, meant to come out. Clear thinking. This is going to create a lot of envy, jealousy, and hate around you. Do we use this deck? Yeah. It's all about the jealous ones. They're seeing you boss up, darling dears. Many are focused on you, present energy. Some of them that are jealous of you, darling dear, they are abundant themselves. They've got their own grass. I'm not even going to lie and say it's AstroTurf. They've got a lot, but they're still focused on what you've got going on. Jealous of your energies and what you're able to co-create. Many of them do have their monies, darling dears, their homes, their cars, right? But yet they're still focusing on what you have. they're seeing that whatever you are working on, darling dear, it's been a long time coming. Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck, but they're also looking at how you're doing your due diligence, your focus, darling dears. They want to know where you get your focus from. Focused on you, and they've got things, darling dears. They have things, but they want to know what you've got so that they can find a way for you to lose what you've accumulated and what is coming towards you. Something that has been coming in slowly. But remember, the sudden changes upon us. Base of the deck, darling dears. Again, this card is a reminder for you to be what? Drama free. Somebody who's focused on you, who has a lot, darling dear. And their own home, car, career. They may even be in a relationship or be married, darling dears. The point of the fact is they're focused on you. They would like to bring some kind of trauma or drama to you. Root chakra, you are in manifestation mode. This is the time for you to realize your worth, darling dear, and add tax and not be drawn into their misery. Misery, spiritual short bus. Miserable. Base of the deck. Choose you, darling dears. Carpe diem it, darling dear. Seize the day. This is a new beginning for you. Base of the deck. Look, where you are going to be mentally free. We already saw it by the 9 of the swords, darling dears. Love it. Let's go back into this person or people that are focused on you. They've got things, darling dears. They're still alive, aren't they? They've got things, but the focus is on you. It's all about you, big cat. Tell me some more about this person or people. These cards don't want to talk, but they're going to talk to me. Hey, thank you. Spiritually deficit, darling dears. This is somebody who's what? Keeping up appearances. We know they've got things, but it's the hyacinth bouquet of it all, darling. Shall I say bucket? It's hyacinth bucket or Horatio bucket, darling dear. Keeping up appearances. Those that are foolish enough to be wasting their money on name brands to what? Brag and boast around people that don't have it, darling dears. Because the people that truly have it, they're not going for the name brands. They're putting their money into investments, darling dears. They're buying assets. These people don't have assets, no true investment. It's all what? Smoke and mirrors. And the 7 of Pentacles, I might add. I told you some of them may be married or in a situation, darling dear. They know they're with the wrong partner, a spendthrift. Okay. What else? Tell us some more, seeing as we're here. What did I say? It's all about money, darling dears. Look. They ain't got it. They're stealing from Peter to pay Paul. Keeping up appearances. I told you. Hyacinth or Horatio bucket. No bouquet. This is why the focus is on you. Because what you've been working on, darling dear, has been a long time coming. Many of you had to get over a lot of trauma. But you have to realize, in order to truly release trauma, you have to forgive it, darling dear. You have to forgive it. How else are you going to call judgment on them in Kiefer and put them on the spiritual docket, right? They don't like your carefree attitude, right? Many of you are being seen as bohemian, darling dear. You've got this certain, as I said, je ne sais quoi. They don't like it, this new beginning. And it also speaks about loyalty coming towards you. Could be in the form of a partnership, a romantical, darling dear, or in what? A true friend is about to turn up for you, darling dear. Something that you're not seeking. Because look at the Fool's energy. His head's up. He's not looking where he's going, right? You're not seeking this new love, this new friendship, this partner. They're going to turn up. Loyalty is going to... Look how the dog is looking at the Fool. The loyalty and the partnership, the friendship, whatever it is that you deserve at this stage of your journey, darling dears, is going to turn up on you. So remember what I said, big cat. Stop going out your house looking like Quasimodo's bestie. I don't care if it's just some eggs you're going to get. Nobody said you must slip into what? Haute couture. Nobody said that. But good God, wash your face, brush your teeth. Come on, babe. And don't go outside in the house wig. Are you mad? Do you want to... Listen, the house wig is for the house. Right? Okay. Tell me something more. Everybody's focused on you and they're jealous of what you've got going on, big cat, because you are standing in your authority, in your power. You ain't afraid to talk about your spirituality or your religion, because you know what was your rock when you was going for your DNS, the dark night of the soul, darling dears. Only you know, right? And whom or what was there to take you out of that. Had to look over my shoulder, because I'm the red light, green light champion of 79, as are you, bestie, by proxy. Why? Because we're besties. This change was a long time coming, but the change had to be from the inside out. You ain't the same cat you was last week, last month, 6 months ago, 6 years ago. Or look at who you was 10 years ago to the cat you are today, big cat. Look at the people that are actually around you today that was around you 10 years ago, and look at how your life was drudgerous, sad, lonely. Nothing like, there's nothing. Listen, the biggest feeling of loneliness is when you're around people, right? And none of them is your true friend. Nobody supporting you. That is true loneliness, big cat. You've changed. And you're thinking clearly. And your mind, darling dear, your mind is such a beautiful thing. This is a reminder not to waste it on what futile things and people. Don't worry about the jealous ones, darling dears. Let them continue to focus on you. Focusing on you is driving them mad. Stark staring mad. When they should be focusing on, I believed it to be green grass until I saw the AstroTurf, black, the AstroTurf that's on layaway. They're in situations where they have to steal from Peter to give to Paul. They're having medical issues, darling dears. But yet, they're coming out, what? With a designer brand, darling dear. They're possibly even sleeping on an air mattress in the corner. You don't know what's going on in that mud hut. But yet, when they come out, this is how they look, darling. They're put together, but they're focused on you, because when they come outside, this is all the energy that they've got to go home to. Misery, black pocketus, right? And envy is sitting on their bedfoot, waiting for them to come in every evening. Know this, darling dears. What divine is gifting to you, darling dears, was a long time coming, but you had to realize that the beginning started with you. You had to be loyal to yourself. You had to learn to pack light. Come through, Erica Badu. Posh, clap. Wagwan, Brandy Jackson. Long time no see. Listen, I see everyone, but I don't get a chance to mention it because I can be such a chatty cat. And listen, Brandy, are you alright? Are you? What you've got coming your way, darling dear, has been a long time coming. You have all of this solar plexus energy. This is about your will, darling dears, your self-esteem. Many of you, it's taken a time for you to what? Get back up on your high horse and realize that you are the shiznai. Brandy says, what? Butterfly and rainbows. Yeah, love it. Big cat, wave. Bestie, your company, you are, listen, when I come to you guys, I'm in the best company. Our humor's the same, our gangster's the same, and our what? Go and get everything is the same. Base of the deck. Look at this negative energy. I told you, even though you're minding your own business, this is people stuck in the rinse and repeat of the jealousy, envy, and hate. I told you, the green-eyed monster knows their address. In fact, it's moved in. And every time they look in the mirror, your hard work and your efforts and the fact that you was able to what? You said, what? 2 of these and 1 of those, right? That's what? Love and light and peace out. Left a situation and was able to stand alone, walk alone, and you're bossing up, and things are constantly, it seems like everything, it was a sudden change that's come on in your life. Nah, babe, and it wasn't luck. You had to work for what you've got, darling dears, but your work started from the inside out, darling dears. The inside out. You change the cat you are on the inside, and your out will surely follow. And it's showing, darling dears. It's showing. Boss mode. Negativity will always be sent at you, darling dears. Always. And they're saying things like I said, oh, they're just lucky. Lucky what? No, babe. It's not just about luck. It's about conceive, believe, and achieve. And you do it like a boss. And when you was conceiving, darling dears, you had to have faith the size of a mustard seed. Have you seen how small them mustard seeds are? Listen, got me on my 31 teeth, and you know how I feel about that. What's this? Continue to make the right choices. This is bringing balance and harmony into your life, darling dear. And that's the truth roof. The right contracts, the right people, the right energies are going to be what? Manifesting in your life, because you are on the right path. Don't worry about what's going on in the background, right? This is Archangel Michael, the same Archangel that's on the judgment card, darling dears. Don't worry what's behind you, because what's behind you is judgment, darling dear. The same ones that judged you continue to judge you. Why? Because they're jealous. They don't understand where you keep getting the energy to keep going on. But we know it's because you're an earth angel, darling dears. And you had to be patient with yourself. You was on a difficult journey, but you didn't come off the path that is taking you into the unknown. You are more than a conqueror, big cat. And anything you want, you can have, but you have to leave the jealous ones to work it out for themselves. Like I said, sometimes you might say to yourself, today I got time, cuz. But really, do you really want to waste that energy when you could be praising the Most High Father, God, Mother Isis, for saving you, for choosing you, for allowing your ancestors to what? Say that you are the one, you are the savior of your lineage? Don't you ever doubt your walk alone, darling dears. You are spiritually guided, spiritually blessed. Remember, self-examination is what brought the self-improvement. You had to be betrayed, and you will continue to be betrayed, darling dears. But it's nothing to do with you. No weapon formed against you will ever prosper unless you allow it, unless you agree to it, darling dears. Split the deck. Told you. They're only robbing their own selves of peace, darling dear, and tranquility, of finding their own path. You're thinking clearly. They want you to be stuck in ruminating thoughts, wondering about what they're doing over on their. No one's checking for them, boo. No one's checking for them. What's the matter with them? Let them be jealous, darling. Yes, you can't stop them, but they can't be you. They're gonna try and copy your gangster, but they can't be you. They can't do you how you do you. You are chosen. Remember I told you that. And we met for a reason, darling dears. Many of you I met when you was at your weakest moment, but I began my channel when I was at my lowest moment. And it's divine that's inspired me. And I had all of these informations amongst people that I was amongst that I couldn't discuss not one thing about it. I had to become an international cat in order to what? Say what's in my heart and use the knowledges, the informations that I've got to share with you. And when I share it with you, it's because I want you to win. I want you to realize it doesn't matter who's jealous. It doesn't matter who's envious. It doesn't matter who hates you. You are a soldier for the light. Transmute that energy. And find the what? The moon phase on AstroSeek, and understand when the moon is in your sun sign. Cleanse your body, darling dears, and tap into your sacred secretion. We're gonna pull a soul card, then we're out of here. To get great. You can do it, big cat. The only competition you have is the cat you was the day before. The person in the mirror. I can't make it up. Your destiny is here, big cat. So let them be jealous. Let them fight with themselves. They're not fighting with you. That's below your spiritual pay grade. On that note, I drops me mic. Todd love to my Teesprings, Todd love to my Patreon, or simply come back here. or take the hop, skip and jump to my TikToks where I also upload. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, cat.